Hello my viewers, I am back with another video, and this video is going to consist of brushes. In order to have a good face or good looking face, we need brushes. Sponges will do, but for the most part we need brushes, right? Right. Okay, so first off, excuse my crazy hair, I'm actually getting ready for work. And two, excuse my voice. I've been having allergies this whole week, and it's been driving me nuts, but we can move on, right? Right. Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to start off with face brushes first. I kind of wanted to stick to under 3 type of brushes, but for face, I feel like you need more than 3 brushes. When I started doing makeup on myself, I had no idea on what brushes to get. Like, I remember reading magazines and stuff and showing you how to do this look and stuff, but I didn't know what kind of brushes to get. So, I mean, you don't have to get high-end brushes. Like, I remember my brushes that I got were from oh shoot, I had it here the other day. Hold on. They were from, and they still have them, something beauty, Essence of Beauty, because these are the brushes I started off with, and these were so affordable because there were 2 in 1. Like, you had your blending brush, or no, what was this? What is this? Yeah, blending brush and eyeshadow, but I think the blending means like face wise, I don't know. And then I also had the foundation brush that you can use for foundation and concealer. So these brushes are pretty good for stuff like that if you want to keep it really minimal. But for the most part, I kind of like to stick with single brushes because they're a lot more sanitary. Versus those, the double-ended, you kind of just put in your thing and then the bottom gets sturdy, and then when you're going to use it, it gets sturdy. You know what I mean? Okay. So for the face, I picked affordable brushes because these are legit the ones I use for my foundation. Sometimes I'll alternate with my Sigma angled top kabuki, but as you can see, I've showed so much love to it to where it makes my face look really streaky, and I actually need to wash it. But for foundation, I use the Real Technique foundation brush, and this one's really good to do foundation because it sometimes, depending if it's dirty or not or how thick your foundation is, it can leave it streaky. But if you blend it good enough, you'll be fine. Or you can even use a beauty blender to kind of tap out the excess of the foundation or even erase any streakness. So this is a really good brush to use for foundation. Another Real Technique brush I use is the powder brush. The name wore off already, but I'm pretty sure it's just called powder brush. And this is the big fluffy pink one, and this is the one I use for my powder, for all over my face. Now, mind you, I do have a setting powder I use that's pretty like dome looking like this, that I use under my eyes. But to be honest with you, you really don't need it because you can totally use this one to set. You just kind of go like this and then get it, and then it fits perfectly under the eyes. Okay, and then, oh shit. And then we have the contour brush. And this brush is the contour brush from Real Techniques as well. I'm a really big fan of them because they are very comparable to the Sigma, and they work a lot better, and they're a lot more affordable. So get your hands on these. And these you can get them at Walmart, Target, I believe, and online, and Ulta. Yeah, and so they're pretty affordable. They're like 10 bucks each brush, and they're gonna last you a long time. Trust me. If you're being a little stingy with your budget or with your money, these will last you a long time. You just need to know how to wash them and to maintain them, you know. I'm not saying like keep them in a gold box, but don't keep them in a litter box either, you know. But just take care of them and they'll last you a very long time. Cut. Jesus Christ, I'm dying over here. And for highlighter brush, for a highlight brush, I use this e.l.f. one, and this one's called the e.l.f. blush brush. And I know it's called a blush brush, but I use it for both blush and highlight. I like it because it gets right into the cheeks in there, but it also has the little tip up here where I kind of just go like this with my brush, and then I just go, and it works for both. So you don't really have to spend on fan brushes are fucking big and don't even fit in your pan, or even shoot, I don't have it here. Or even this one. This one's a really good highlight brush because you just dip it in there and it kind of gets everything. But never mind this brush. But yeah, so this one's a really good brush to use for that because it's 2-in-1, you know. And this is the e.l.f. one, so this one's like $3 or $5, if that. And now for eyes. I was actually doing my makeup today, and I was, you know, looking for my brushes, and I thought to myself, like, I have all these brushes. Here, let me show you how many brushes I have. And this is only half. I have all these brushes, and I only pick 3 all the time. Can you believe that, you guys? Like, I only use 3. So sometimes I'll use 4, sometimes I use 5. It just depends. But for the most part, for a simple basic look, I always use these 3. Because they work for everything. The one I have here, it's called the Firm Shader Brush, the E57 by Sigma. And it's just, sorry, it's dirty, I used it today. And it's just a flat brush. But you don't even have to purchase this one if you don't have the money for it. You can also use one that I got from the drugstore that is actually the brush I started off with. Let me show you. And these 2 brushes are my babies because these are very affordable and they've gotten a lot of love and they're the best. But this one's very comparable to the Sigma one. It's a lot more flimsier, but it's used for the same thing, just to apply shadow. And then once you apply the shadow, it just kind of like, how should I say this? I don't want to confuse you guys. You can apply it and then you can pick up more product and then just pack it in there, you know? So these 2 brushes are really good. This one, it doesn't even have a name because it's so like basic. I think I got it like at Target or Walmart or something. And it works just as good as this one. And I used to gravitate towards this one a lot, but because it's so tiny, it would get lost in my makeup brushes. And I wouldn't know where to. Or I wouldn't reach for it as often because I wouldn't see it. But these 2 are really good for shadows. I also have a dupe for the Sigma one, and it's this one. And this one is a crease brush that I got from Target, and it's just a generic Target brand, and it's a blending brush that's really, really, really good as well. And that one's a very comparable to the Firm blender brush, the E44 by Sigma. Only difference is that this one's a little bit more denser than this one, but to be honest with you, they blend the same. Like, they're freaking amazing. So yeah, and then for another blending one, because this one I like to pack in the color, like if you're gonna do an outer V, pack it on and then kind of, you know, circular motion it a little bit. And then to really blend it out and to get a really good blend, you're going to use a big fluffy brush like this one. Do you guys see how fluffy that is? And it's very flimsy as well. So this one, putting your hand this far and like going in circular motions will blend the shit out of your eyeshadow. So a brush like this is pretty good because it's, you know, very, very fluffy. But yeah, so basically, those were the dupes for the 3 brushes that I use. And I feel like that's all you need brushes for. I mean, you need a brush for your brows, but it also depends what kind of product you use, you know, because you can use Anastasia Dip Brow, then you'll need a brush. If you use the Anastasia, what is it called? Brow Wiz, you really don't need it, you know? So for the most part, I feel like you only need brushes for your eyes and your face. Obviously nobody uses lip brushes, only if you're gonna do makeup on the side, but for the most part, you don't. So yeah, you guys, those are my tips on how to, not how to, but my suggestions on what kind of brushes to buy when you are getting into makeup, because they're affordable and you really don't need a lot of brushes. Like all these makeup gurus show you like, oh, this brush and this brush and this brush, which I do have, don't get me wrong, but I don't use them, you know what I mean? So for the most part, just stick with the basics, and then you'll build yourself up from there. Yeah, I think that's it, you guys. I hope you guys liked this video. If it was helpful for you guys, let me know. If it wasn't, let me know. But yeah, I will wrap this up now because I have to go to work. So until next time, you guys will see me in another video. Bye.